Zamazenta, a Pokemon that has a weird love-hate relationship in Gen 9, getting a buff in access to body press in this format. However, got caught with Zacian, where its ability only activates once per battle. It's an interesting restricted. We've seen a lot of it recently pop up. Let us see how well it can perform. This is a Zamazenta team that got top 8 in the VR online tournament, one of the biggest online tournaments at the start of a Regulation G. It's a pretty defensive core. You are just trying to balance it out with Zamazenta and trying to get into a good position. You have a lot of tools that make that easy. The Incineroar Amoonguss combination, of course, is just a classic. You have so many tools. You have Pollen Puff for healing, Regenerator, Fake Out, Parting Shot, Knockoff for items. Just really solid overall. Pair that up with a Porygon 2 and a Zamazenta, of course, is very fantastic. Porygon 2, you have that access for Trick Room. You just have a really bulky 3-mon or 4-mon core in this case. Just able to tank attacks, just constantly heal back with Amoonguss Pollen Puff. And it's really difficult to take out all of these mons. And this Zamazenta running Terra Grass to help out against opposing Amoonguss, so you can ignore the redirection and ignore the spores, because this Zamazenta does not carry Protect. It's harder to position against Amoonguss without this Terra Grass. And running the Body Press Heavy Slam Wide Guard set, and Wide Guard to help out with all the really strong spread moves in the format. Really useful against Astral Barrage, Glacial Lance, Eruptions, Water Spouts, Origin Pulses, Precipice Blades. So many spread moves, so just having that Wide Guard really hard to pass up. Iron Defense, of course, to help set up for that Body Press win con of it being able to do a lot of damage. And Heavy Slam to help out and do a bit of damage against Amoonguss, against Fluttermane, just being able to pin those mons that Body Press wouldn't be able to. Finally, to wrap up the core, we have the Dark Urshifu to help out against the Calyx Shadow Rider. You can never have enough answers to Calyx Shadow Rider. And the Assault Vest Raging Bolt that is able to help out against water types. And it is a very effective mon, just bulky in general, so it just fits the combination of this core, good against Tailwind. Overall, solid mon. If you would like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. Calyx Ice Rider, Incineroar, Amoonguss, Urshifu, Pelipper, and Raging Bolt. Okay, this is a pretty popular team. How do I want to approach this matchup? I do really like the Zamazenta, but the problem on this team is if it's similar to the ones that I have run. I actually used this team to win a midseason recently. And I did have like 3 Terra Ghosts on this team. So how do I want to perform against this? We got Cali Ice, we have Incineroar. Let's see. They had triple Ghosts, possibly. And they have, if it's the same as I'm thinking, it could be Tone on the Incineroar. The stats, of course, could have changed though. Raging Bolt's probably necessary for the rain mode. I don't know how I'm beating the rain mode otherwise. I do think I had to bring my own Raging Bolt. I think I need a Amoonguss. Probably my own Incineroar, and then I think it's probably the... I think I like Raging Bolt. I think I like Incineroar. I think I like Amoonguss, and I like the Zamazenta. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm comfortable with those 4. Let's try it out. Like, the matchup seems okay, but there are a few scary factors. I have to watch out for Cali Ice getting into a good position as always. I have to watch out for rain mode, because rain mode's actually pretty terrifying for Zamazenta. The Terra is going to matter specifically. I just don't know where the Terra is going, and the Incineroar is actually going to be a big threat. Raging Bolt plus Pelipper is a pretty okay lead for me though. Incineroar plus the Raging Bolt on my side, looking pretty good. All right, is it booster energy on this Raging Bolt? It's not booster energy, so the team's not what I'm used to. Okay. I can go for a Thunderbolt or Snarl here. I think I always click Snarl to lower the damage output. I guess the question is, what am I doing with Incineroar? I feel like the best play should just be into Amoonguss, because I can always Pollen Puff up my Raging Bolt the following turns, and Snarl breaks the Pelipper's Focus Sash, so I can go for Thunderclap afterward. I don't think I ever risk Fake Out into a potential attack here. We are going to see Pelipper Protect, which is A-okay by me. Get a Snarl off. I don't know if this Amoonguss lives Hurricane, just because of the fact that the Pelipper... A little bit worried. Dragon Pulse doesn't do that much damage. Okay, I feel like all right in this spot. I'm gonna click Snarl again. I want to lower that damage output on Pelipper. I guess the question is, what am I doing for Mungus? Am I going back to Incineroar? This is definitely Hurricane coming out. I think I just protect. I don't think they should wide guard with Pelipper. You open yourself up to Spore. The Raging Bolt's not faster than Pelipper by a long shot. So I think I just click protect with Mungus. Ah, they retreat Pelipper. Is this Cali Ice? Which would be a good plan on their part. No, a Mungus. Okay. So I mean, if we want to play this war, I'm okay with playing this war. Is that... I mean, it should be Cali Ice is in the last. Snarl. Perfect. Oh, they're gonna click Snarl too. All right. So we're in this Snarl war. I have taken more damage with my Raging Bolt, but I don't think this is awful. I think I just go out into Incineroar and I just click Spore into Raging Bolt, and I don't see really that much of a punish for this. Because then I could start knocking off items, and I think that's pretty big. So we'll bring out our Incineroar to avoid the Spore, and then we'll just keep clicking Spores because they can't really do anything. They're in a really awkward spot. You're going to retreat Raging Bolt into Pelipper? No, they go Cali because they want to go aggressive, which is perfect. Because I get to knock off the Cali, and I think knocking off the Cali is so valuable to me. Because then I could start intimidating it and parting shotting it. So I guess Spore off into the Cali Ice is really huge. And then I get a knock off into the Cali Ice as well. Nice, nice. That's so ideal. Yeah, I had no reason to stay in with Raging Bolt. It wasn't doing anything in that position. Now I can knock off the Cali Ice, which means I get rid of a Clear Amulet, and I can Spore the Amoonguss slot. If they switch out Cali Ice, the Cali Ice hasn't taken the sleep turn, so I'm very happy about that spot, and I could go back into Raging Bolt. If they switch out the Amoonguss, because Amoonguss Lay can't do anything other than Pollen Puff, which kind of gets them no momentum anyway, that means I just get a free Spore into whatever's coming in, which could be probably the Pelipper. I don't know if it's Safety Goggles, though. Ooh, Cali's retreat. So I get a knockoff for free, which is pretty good anyway. Ooh, get rid of an Assault Vest on the potential Raging Bolt, which I appreciate. So I get a knockoff into the Raging Bolt. Nice. Spore into the Amoonguss. They go for Pollen Puff to heal. That's okay, because we can play the Pollen Puff war. But if I'm getting rid of your items, that's going to matter for big knockouts in the future. Like, I'm going to knock off the Amoonguss now, and I'm going to Spore the Raging Bolt slot. If they want to switch out the Amoonguss this turn, that's okay as well. I think the only weird thing is if the Raging Bolt has a... If the Raging Bolt has Weather Ball, or... Yeah, I think it's mainly just Weather Ball that I'm really scared of. Or Volt Switch. Because they could switch out Amoonguss and Volt Switch here. Back into Amoonguss to play around the Spore. Those are like the only two scenarios where I think this is awkward. But if it's just like a standard Bolt, which we saw Snarl and we saw Dragon Pulse already, I'm pretty comfortable with this position. Because I imagine you always run Thunderclap, because that's like a really good reason why you're running Raging Bolt. All right, they go back into Cali. I mean, you could stall this out, but I'm winning this war right now. Because I get rid of your Amoonguss item now. Maybe they went into Pelipper here. No, they didn't. Sure. I got rid of your helmet, so Incineroar's taking less chip. Spore into the Amoonguss. Or into the Cali Ice. Yeah, they go for Pollen Puff, but the thing is, I'm winning this war. Rain stops. I'm just going to go for a knockoff again into Cali, because if I ever get rid of that Clear Amulet, it's such a good win for me. I'm just going to Spore the Amoonguss. Because the Amoonguss is kind of in a bad spot. Yeah, you're probably retreating to Pelly, and that means I just got a big Spore off. Yeah, perfect. They maybe thought maybe this is a double switch, but I'm pretty sure this is just going to be staying in. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Get rid of that item on Cali. That is so nice. Get rid of that item on Cali. Get a Spore off into the Pelipper. Oh my goodness. We're looking so good right now. A Spore into the Pelipper. And now I want to go for Parting Shot into... What do I want to target? I definitely want to target the Cali, actually. Yeah, I always want to target the Cali. Because that means Amoonguss lives the Glacial Lance if it wakes up. And then I'm going to go for... I think I want to Pollen Puff the Cali because it puts in range. I could Pollen Puff the Pelipper to get rid of a Focus Sash, but I don't think it's necessary, at least at this point in the game. The Parting Shot. All right, nice. And now we go into Zamazenta. I think. I'm pretty sure Zamazenta is correct. All right, let's see what does the Cali get to wake up? Yeah, it did wake up. I could have spored that slot, but it's okay. They went for high horsepower too, which did absolutely no damage. I'm able to get Pollen Puff into the Cali. Pretty good damage. I like the idea of just Iron Defensing here. I like the idea of Iron Defense. I like the idea of switching here the Amoonguss into Raging Bolt. I think I want to go Raging Bolt here. Because it's probably Hurricane into Amoonguss, swap into their own Amoonguss, I would say. Yeah. Calyx is going to retreat. There should be Amoonguss. Yep. So I was right on that mark. Doesn't have the Rocky Helmet anymore, which is actually pretty huge for me. I like the idea of just getting an Iron Defense set up. We are going to go out into our Raging Bolt. All right, here's one. I could have went into Incineroar too, but the thing is, I take a lot from Hurricane, and I also get knocked out to Weather Ball the following turn. They are asleep with Pelipper, which is great. I'm doubling up that Amoonguss slot with Body Press plus Draco Meteor, which I think should KO the Amoonguss. And if I KO Amoonguss, that means they can't Pollen Puff heal anymore, which means I should just win based on the damage traits. Zamazenta's in a position to knock out Raging Bolt. Or maybe not knock out Raging Bolt, but do a lot to Raging Bolt. We don't see a Protect from... Actually, no. Pelipper tried to Protect, but I doubled up the Amoonguss. I think Draco Meteor should KO at that range. Yeah, perfect. I get rid of the Amoonguss, I win the game. Granted, the game's still not over. They do have a few things that they could go for. But I think it's very unlikely I lose here. No, I should be okay, right? Because they're going to bring in, what, their own Raging Bolt? The Cali Ice is so low. It also has... Yeah, no, I feel like I'm fine. Raging Bolt going to come in. Are you Terra on the Pelipper? I think that's a good question. I have no idea if the Body Press KO's Raging Bolt. I could Thunderclap plus Body Press. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not like a super unsafe position here to win the game. Because we haven't seen a Terra yet from the Pelipper. I'm a bit worried if the Pelipper does Terra. I think I just Body Press the Bolt and I swap out the Raging Bolt. I go back into Amoonguss. Oh, they're going to retreat the Pelipper actually. Huh. Into Cali Ice. So I guess they're not Terra Ghost, because I think if they were Terra Ghost Pelipper, I think you lock it in. It might be Stellar Terra to get an extra knockout then. And that's perfect for me, because Terra Ghost was like the one thing that was stopping like a sweep from like my Zamazenta. And if it's not even Terra Ghost, I don't even have to worry about it. So we will bring out the Amoonguss and Body Press the Raging Bolt. Oh my goodness, so much damage. Thunderbolt. Okay, they do have an out now. They did crit. That was their out. Oh boy. Thunderbolt crit para. I should outspeed Cali Ice still though. Yeah, I should. I guess the question is, I think I still win in the end, but I'm gonna Body Press the Cali and I'm gonna Protect because I'm not risking Zamazenta getting paralyzed for me to lose this game. We're gonna see a Terra. Is this Terra Grass on the Raging Bolts? No, it's Terra on the Cali. All right. I mean, Terra to Grass is fine. Although it means I don't think there's any change in win con because I don't think Thunderbolt was knocking out at that range anyway. Why'd they drive? Oh, they're hoping for a full para. Okay. Nice. Okay, I win. I win now. I win now. Because I have my own Raging Bolt. Amoonguss is still pretty healthy. Yeah. Right. Actually, a Terra Grass still may be losable. Because if I get parried a bunch of times, like, just never doubt, like, I could get paralyzed a bunch of times to lose this. That's the case. I want to go for a body press. I'm going to target down the Raging Bolt. I don't really want a Terra because they could Thunderbolt double. They should be Thunderbolt doubling up. I feel like this is Hurricane Thunderbolt into Amoonguss. I have no switch other than Raging Bolt, but I don't ever risk Raging Bolt. I'm trying to think if sacking Incineroar is worth it, but I think it's just go for a Spore into Raging Bolt. They're guaranteed to wake up, I think, because that was the third turn, if I'm not mistaken. They go for a Weather Ball. Wait, what? All right. I think your win con was just hoping that Zamazenta got paralyzed a bunch of times. Because now, well, I mean, let's find out. Okay, no para, I win. Yep. All right. If I got parried a bunch, I could have lost. Now I guarantee to win. Because I can go out into the Raging Bolt and go for Dragon Pulse. Like, I thought the play was always Thunderbolt Hurricane. It covers the Terra Water on the Amoonguss. You can get the Hurricane Confusion if I do have a Terra that somehow lives the combination of Thunderbolt plus Hurricane. But yeah, now I guess I still have to hit an attack, huh? You still have to hit an attack, don't I? Actually, I should just Thunderbolt and let Amoonguss go down here. Yes, no, that's the play. Now gonna be forfeit because I didn't have an accurate move. I don't think Thunderbolt knocks out the Raging Bull, but I'm hoping Thunderbolt into Fake Out does. The idea behind that play that I just made was go for the Thunderbolt into the Raging Bolt, because if I can Thunderbolt the Raging Bolt, they Hurricane into Amoonguss, then I am able to bring in Incineroar next turn, go for Fake Out into the Raging Bolt, pick up the knockout, then onto the Raging Bolt because it can't protect, and then like Raging Bolt beats the Pelipper with Thunderbolt and the Thunderclap, and I would Terra Ghost my Incineroar there. I guess if Pelipper protects, maybe it could get dicey. I think I'd have to Terra Electric my Raging Bolt and go for a Thunderbolt into the I would have to go for Thunderbolt into the Raging Bolt again, and then just Rage Powder, and I would live like any critical hit Dragon Pulse, so I think I had it locked regardless. But yeah, got Terra Ghost on the Pelipper, which I did have on my version, which definitely makes it scarier. But yeah, that Cali Ice team is really strong. I used it in a mid-season showdown to win, and it was pretty good. If you'd like to check out the details of that team and want to get extra bonus content to help support the channel, you can check out the link in the description down below to my Ko-Fi, where the team is available for it. Male Entity, Calyx, Ice Rider, Torkoal, Mienshao, Dragapult, and Tornadus. The only one that's really confusing is the Dragapult, because I'm not sure what it's supposed to do on this team. Wide Guard Zamazenta is fantastic because we can just Wide Guard Glacial Lance and Eruption just fine. Let's see. Gotta watch out for the Torkoal though. If it does have single target moves, that is a very big concern. Is this Scarf after you in Male Entity? I feel like it could be. I really feel like it could be. I kind of like the idea of leading. I don't want to approach this. Porygon 2 is not bad. I like Incineroar. I don't have any way to change terrain, which could be a bit of an issue. I do think Terra-wise, I'd probably Terra the Amoonguss. Yeah, Terra the Amoonguss easily. I just don't want to be too weak to Mienshao. That's a problem. Because I am bringing 3 weak to Mienshao, that's the case. But I mean, I don't think it's awful. I think I will bring these 4. Because I like the idea of Darker Shifu to pressure Dragapult and the Psychic types. Incineroar seems pretty good as well, especially against the Torkoal, Amoonguss for Trick Room, and then Zamazenta Wide Guard. Just is going to really depend, I think, on how well I can approach this. Porygon 2 might not have been a bad bring here. I don't think Porygon 2 would have been bad at all. Raging Bull could have been brought to help out against the Torkoal a little bit more, but I think I could probably manage with some good positioning, but we'll see. I think it is going to be a bit of a tougher one. We're going to see Mienshao plus Dragapult. Okay, I don't know what the strategy is here from them. Inner Focus, Air Body. I think my play is just to always protect it or detect the darker Shifu, go out into Amoonguss. I don't see a problem with that, but what is this lead? Mienshao Dragapult. Don't tell me you're some coaching strat. Don't tell me you're... Maybe it's Scarf Dragapult with U-turn? And they coaching into Cali Ice because they're pressuring the Cali Shadow Rider immediately? Is that how it goes? Like, I try to figure this out. Amoonguss comes in. I could have used it on the Urshifu switch if I'm expecting Mienshao to just attack. We see a Terra immediately, which not what I expected. Dragapult Terras. Terra Fairy, okay. So it's weak to Zamazenta Heavy Slam, and they got rid of their Body Press immunity, which is not terrible for me. We will detect our Urshifu. Meiko goes out on Urshifu. What did Dragapult click? Terra Blast? Darts. Amoonguss is going to take a bit. Yeah. It took quite a bit. Alright. I'm going to Sucker Punch the Mienshao, and I'm also going to Spore the Mienshao because they don't usually run Focus Sash. Or they usually run Focus Sash, so they don't run Goggles. They go for Darts again. Oh, why'd you crit me? That crit's actually pretty annoying, but it should be fine. They close combat their Urshifu. I'm fine with taking the Urshifu knockout because now I just get to bring in Zamazenta, and I don't see a problem with just setting up an Iron Defense here. Yeah. The only problem was Amoonguss got crit, which is kind of annoying. But I think this is pretty manageable. Are you Wisp Pult? I think that's like a big concern. If you're Wisp Pult, that's really annoying, but like there's not much I can do about it, I think. Because I don't want to go Incineroar and then lose momentum that I tried to build up for. So let's set up an Iron Defense with our Zamazenta. Let's switch out the Amoonguss into Incineroar so we have Fake Out Pressure to Falling Turn, get a bit of Regenerator health, and just Amoonguss outspeeding the Torkoal outside of Trick Room I think is pretty valuable. So bring out the Incineroar. Okay, let's find out what's this Pulse set. It's really funny the double anti-intimidate lead. They just go for darts, which is perfect. I think it's Choice Band actually. Now that I'm looking at the damage more closely, Choice Band actually makes a lot of sense. So, all right. I am able to go for a Iron Defense here with Zamazenta. Can I get another one? Trying to figure if another one's to play. Maybe I can knock out Torkoal that way. It might be. I think I am going to Iron Defense. And I'm going to Parting Shot out the Mienshao. I like that actually. Yeah, I like the ability to get momentum here. Did I Terra Ghost? I don't feel like I ever Terra to Zamazenta. But if they stay asleep, then it doesn't matter. We're going to see darts come out again. All right. They did wake up, so I should have went for a Terra Ghost. No, they went for... Why did it knock off the Zamazenta? What? We saw close combat. Did they expect me to Terra? I don't know about that one. All right. Parting Shot into the Mienshao. So now it is at -1 attack, which is great. And now we get to bring out our Amoonguss. Does Faint since Dragon Darts KO me at this range? I don't know per se, but I like the idea of just going for... I want to take the KO onto the Mienshao because I'm more worried about the... I'm more worried about coaching if they do have it. Wait. Close combat, fake out. No, it should be wide guard, right? If they have knockoff, that means they probably got rid of coaching. I'll just heavy slam, I suppose, and just protect. If that's the case. Because if the Mienshao can't do anything, then I'm okay with this position. Guards is going to get redirected into Zamazenta, but like, look at this damage. Yeah, it's not really much. Go for a knockoff into Mungus. Okay. Perfectly acceptable. I'm able to get the heavy slam off into the Dragapult, pick up the knockout on the Dragapult, so they don't have a terror option. I hope that +5 body press can pick up knockouts. I'm not expecting it to knock out Cali Ice realistically, because Cali Ice is just a monstrous Pokemon. So this is Cali Ice, right? Like, I think it should... They go Torkoal. I body press Spore to Torkoal always. I body press and I Spore. I'm surprised they didn't try to get Trick Room up. Unless their Torkoal is decently fast. But even then, they don't outspeed the Mungus. They switch out the Mienshao into Cali Ice. So if this is Protect, then I understand this, I guess, repositioning wise. Let's find out if that's the case. If it isn't, then they just lose the game here. Yeah, okay. So that's a good play from them because they're able to reset. But the problem is I can just go for the same play again. I don't think there's a downside to me going for the same play again. Yeah, there's not really a downside to me going for the same play again. So I go for a body press. I go for a Terra Water Spore. I guess endgame wise, maybe it could be spooky. They should sack Mienshao for the Torkoal slot. Unless they want to go hard, like risky, and just go for the double protect here. Which I guess they could. I'm trying to think about like their odds there. But yeah, they're going to sack the Mienshao. I wouldn't be surprised if this is Glacial Lance to try to get rid of the Amoonguss. But yeah, the Terra Water should allow me to live any move from the Cali Ice as long as it's not some crazy boosting item. Terra Water the Amoonguss, because this is a very physically defensive Amoonguss. I feel like we should be able to tank it just okay. Let's see, bring out the Terra Water. Go for the body press, KO the Mienshao. Now, does Calyx Ice actually have a way to reset this? Yeah, they just go for Glacial Lance, which is perfect. And because they didn't attempt to Trick Room, they didn't take a sleep turn, which is nice. So I do get a Spore off into the Cali Ice. And if they protect, they're stalling out their own Sun turns, which is also pretty solid. Which could matter for Zamazenta if it needs to take an attack here. But yeah, I just go for a body press into the Cali Ice. I go for Spore. They should not protect this time to try to absorb more sleep turns. But if they do, yeah, then they're just losing. Because the Cali Ice hasn't taken an attack. I get a body press off into Cali Ice. Oh, I have not seen a Cali Ice get OHKO'd by a like Terra crazy attack. Oh, beautiful Zamazenta. So I had the game locked regardless. Okay, beautiful. +5 body press. Let's see if we can take that Torkoal knockout too. Let me get that Torkoal knockout. Ah, they didn't give me the Torkoal knockout, but you know what? Zamazenta going crazy in that one. Very nice. I didn't even get to showcase like Wide Guard at all. The Dragapult being choice band was crazy. I should probably realize the damage output, but I'm used to like Dragapult Chien Pow stuff, so I was like, is that might be a little bit weak, but the pressure that Zamazenta put in when it came in for free and was able to set up 2 iron defenses, it was a wrap. Rayquaza, Tinglu, Thunderous Incarnate, Chi-Yu for Rigorough Iron Boulder. This is a one crazy team. The Chi-Yu is the biggest threat. If I get rid of Chi-Yu, I'm in a good spot. Thunderous is pretty annoying too because it's probably Thunder Wave stuff, which is not easy for me to break through, I suppose. I do like my Raging Bolt, I think. It puts on a lot of pressure. I'm trying to figure out what Rayquaza this is. This Rayquaza could be a bit scary. The Chi-Yu is what I'm really terrified about. That mon's super demonic. I think Amoonguss is not necessary in this matchup. It could be helpful against a Tinglu. If it's Fisher Tinglu, I cry. I think my best leads is probably like Urshifu Raging Bolt. I kind of like the offensive power of Urshifu Raging Bolt. If they lead to Chi-Yu, I really want to target it aggressively. Incineroar seems good for support with the Intimidate, especially onto the Iron Boulder. And of course, I'd imagine it's probably Clear Amulet on the Rayquaza. But the thing is, Raging Bolt's pressuring the Rayquaza. If it's like the standard Swords, then it's extreme speed set. If it is, then if I force a Terra normal, then it's just weak to Zamazenta. So I'm not too concerned about it. I guess the question is like if it's a different set with like coverage, then it could get really annoying. We're gonna see Farigiraf and the Rayquaza. Okay, against Darker Shifu and Raging Bolt. I feel pretty good about this spot because I do have the Focus Sash on the Darker Shifu. I'm just gonna go for a Wicked Blow and a Draco Meteor into the Rayquaza. If they can only tear one of these Pokemon to live the hit unless it's Focus Sash Ray or maybe a Solvest Ray. I thought that was the Dark Berry for a second. Wait, was it the Dark Berry? I did consume. Okay, I was like about to say, like, why did that? Okay. They say into click Dragon's Descent into their Shifu. Okay. Which is going to bring me down to my Sash, but does that Rayquaza have anything specific here? Trying to figure out. Draco Meteor does connect onto the Rayquaza. It is Focus Sash. Okay, so that makes more sense to me. So it's not Clear Amulet. Hyper Voice. All right. That's a little bit annoying, but probably pretty acceptable. I just gotta watch out because the Chew is actually really difficult in the back. I'm gonna go Zamazenta. And I'm just gonna try to KO the Farigiraf Body Press. Because I don't think I need to Iron... I don't think Iron Defense I need specifically in this scenario here. And I'm gonna Snarl the Slop because Snarl covers a bunch of switch-ins that they could really go for. KO's the Rayquaza in this range. We're gonna see the Farigiraf switch out into what? You didn't have a Body Press switch in. Thunderous. Okay, no, that makes sense. Okay, they have Thunderous. Oh, that's gonna make this actually difficult. They go for Draco Meteor and KO my Raging Bolt. I probably should have thought about it having potential Draco Meteor since it was Sash, but I couldn't tell if it was Sword Stance or not. This is probably a loss. I don't see how I'm breaking through Chi-Yu, unfortunately. I bet this is Covert Cloak. Actually, should it be Covert Cloak? They're gonna switch out the Rayquaza. I'd imagine you always go for Farigiraf here. Yeah, now that I think about it. I mean, Thunderous on the field, is it that bad? Fake out into the Thunderous. Yeah, no, this is bad. Wait, okay, wait, hold on. They didn't click Thunder Wave. Ult switch. You can go for a throw. Chi-Yu should be the last, right? Yeah. I'm going for their throw. I'm clicking wide guard with my team, and I'm clicking knockoff into the Chi-Yu, expecting Terra Ghost. Actually, they had no reason to Terra Ghost. Also, why did they not Terra? They went for Helping Hand. Oh, is this Choice Scarf actually? They went for Dark Pulse? Oh, they thought I was going to defensive Terra there. That's a really aggressive read. Into like a water type. It is Choice Scarf. I got rid of it. Shoot. They should overheat. I just wide guarded. I don't think Heavy Slam KOs the Chi-Yu. That's a problem. I really don't think it does. I'm gonna Body Press in case it's like Terra Grass or some random Terra Blast. Maybe that is the case. Thunderous comes in. That's going down to Body Press. Oh, that didn't go down to Body Press. Okay, Thunderous went down. Crazy over predictions happening. Is this Trick Room? Oh, I got so punished by not going for the knockoff and the Thunderous. If I didn't fake out earlier, it was actually like so winnable because then the knockoff gets redirected into the Giraffe. No, I don't know if I would actually KO the Giraffe. Okay, the Chi-Yu comes back in. Are you timid, Scarf? Because I'm not super fast on the Zamazenta. I was body pressed to Chiyu anyway. Flare Blitzing doesn't do it. Actually, Flare Blitz probably does do something here. Yeah, I Flare Blitzed to Chiyu. A Terra. What? What are you terroring? Farigiraf. Terra normal. What? Okay. I guess in case I target that slot. Everybody's is doing a lot though to my Incineroar. Okay. Flare Blitz into Chiyu. Yeah, I don't see the win here. They clicked Heat Wave! What? Did they not have Overheat? Were they Snarl, Heat Wave, Dark Pulse? Maybe they had something else. You know what's crazy? I do see one win con. It has to be a very specific line. I have to Flare Blitz crit to Chiyu. Hyper Voice needs to be the only attack on the Farigiraf, which Hyper Voice, Helping Hand, Trick Room. We don't know. We don't know the last move on the Farigiraf. But I kind of have to go for this. Hyper Voice. Flare Blitz crit to Chiyu. Wait, it's Terra Blast. What? I mean, I should lose the game because if they are Psychic, they go for Psychic. They're going to reverse Trick Room and sack the Ray. No, yeah, they had the 100% win con locked. Okay, they did go for... I mean, it didn't matter. They could have just Dark Pulse and reverse Trick Room. It would have done the same thing anyway. Yeah, goodbye, Rayquaza. Only way is that they randomly clicked some Hyper Voice move or something, but this should be reverse Trick Room here. Yeah, good play. Maybe this was again potentially winnable if I had went for the knockoff earlier. That fake out play was so bad for me. Like, it could have been Covert Cloak, which I don't think it was, but the Farigiraf switch was really obvious. That fake out play was just like a in frustration moment where I was like, this game's probably over. Also, if I had just body pressed a Chiyu, but I didn't think it was going to be Terra. I didn't think it was going to be Choice Scarf like that. But I guess, no, they had decent answers to Cali. Yeah, game's over. They click Dark Pulse. I lose. Helping Hand for good measure. But I don't think knockoff would have KO'd the Farigiraf anyway. But it could have given me an out spot. It's actually funny because if I didn't knock off the Choice Scarf, like there was also that, but I was really expecting the Terra Ghost there. I was really expecting the Terra Ghost. I guess if that's the case, I guess I could wide guard Flare Blitz, because if I'm expecting Terra Ghost and they do lock into the Heat Wave, then I could go for like, okay, they lock themselves and then I play a 50-50 of whether I wide guard again or not, and then could get momentum that way. But yeah, there are a few micro plays I could have managed better there. All right, let's go over the games. And game one was able to set up a really strong position against Amoonguss that allowed me to build up momentum with Spore and knocking out my opponent's items to put myself in a great spot. In game two, Choice Band Dragapult damage is something I should have recognized earlier, but Zamazenta was put in a fantastic spot despite the not so great start, taking so much damage thanks to the Spore from Amoonguss onto Xianpao so it could set up iron defenses. In game 3, this team was crazy and was not expecting the mixed Rayquaza, but Fake Out was really bad into the Thundurus with Farigiraf as a switch, and setting up iron defense on the Thunder switching would have helped instead of trying to knock out the Giraffe. Overall, Zamazenta has impressed me. Like, its damage output is still pretty dang good thanks to that body press. The only downside is if you do switch out Zamazenta, that Dauntless Shield only activates once per battle, so it can be difficult if you are trying to position it, so it's probably better more of a late game mon or a Pokemon in the back than a Pokemon in the lead, but still not too shabby. Like, it was pretty impressive, and I did actually feel that it was pretty good compared to Zacian, which I've been trying out in this format. So let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. But if you would like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below as well. You could try out the render code on your screen. Hopefully it's still available by the time this video comes out. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.